Hey guys, my name is Zane, and this is my channel When Grace Speaks. If you haven't heard already, our prayer sessions are open now, so go check out the link to that below. Check out our Facebook page, check out our Twitter if you haven't already. Please like and subscribe and follow so that you can keep up to date on that and get your session in on the calendar if you haven't already. It is $20 a session. That's just really, it's just to make sure that we don't get any bigots or people just coming in to harass or cause problems or be aggressive. This is really for LGBT allies or LGBT Christians who need a prayer session, need guidance, healing, deliverance, cleansing. So if you haven't checked that out, please go and check that out down below. With our Facebook page growing, we have had a lot more comments on the page and a lot of people saying lots of stuff. We've had some pretty interesting questions, so I decided that if we get some interesting questions, but people actually having genuine questions or comments that we could talk about, I might start doing some videos on them and kind of answering those questions in the videos. So if you have a question, whether you're an ally or you're not an ally, or whether you're LGBTQ plus or not, go ahead and go on our Facebook page, leave a comment, leave your question, send us the question in the inbox. I might respond to it in a video. So we got a question from somebody which are put into display somewhere here, and I am going to block out their picture and their last name just for their privacy's sake. Though I believe the comment is still up there on the Facebook page because it's public. So keep that in mind. If you ask a question in a comment on one of my posts, I will block out your name and your profile when uploading a video, but I can't really do a lot if you post something in a public space on the internet. You know, if you don't want people to know who you are and that you said that, then don't post it on the internet. If you want to post something anonymously, it's probably best to send us a message in the inbox, and that way I'm the only one who will actually see that. Me or any of my team members from When Grace Speaks. So the comment says, it's from Roy, and Roy says, we need a Veterans Month. So I hear this argument quite a lot recently, especially during Pride Month, is like, well, there should be a Veterans Month. Why is there Pride Month and there's not a Veterans Month? So from that perspective, I would ask the same question. If I didn't know that there was a Veterans Month, I'd be like, why isn't there a Veterans Month? There's a Pride Month. I mean, our veterans give up their lives for our livelihood, for our freedoms, for people they don't even know. Almost sort of a symbol of Jesus in a way, if you think of it. They give up everything that they have to protect our country in the United States. So why isn't there a Veterans Month? Well, the answer to that question is there is a Veterans Month. So the fact that you don't know that says that you don't actually care about veterans. You're just saying this because you want to try and prevent Pride Month from existing. You would know that there's two different military-based months in the year. May is military month in general. You know, military appreciation. It's Appreciate All Military Month is May. In fact, May is my birthday month. And my dad's a veteran, actually. My dad was in the military for a long time, somewhere around 10-ish years, I think. And he did a number of different things in the military. He started out in light infantry and moved to artillery, and as he was kind of exiting the military, he went into more of a IT field. So that's what he does today. He does IT. And I really couldn't appreciate or respect him any more than I do. My dad is a wonderful person, a very respectable person, somebody with a lot of wisdom and a lot of knowledge, and he's seen a lot of things. And I think it's really amazing to see somebody who has fought for his country and put his life on the line, and after everything that he experienced and all the things that he's probably seen and done that I could never imagine, he still has a wonderful relationship with God, and God is a very primary part of his life. And he has a great ministry that he does, and he shows a lot of love and kindness to all minorities, including LGBT people. My dad supports me and my ministry, and me as a transgender man. I'm engaged to a woman. He also supports my relationship. I respect veterans a lot. I don't think there's really any person on the planet that can really fully appreciate what it means to sacrifice yourself for people you don't know. I think all we can ever really say is that we appreciate them as much as we're able to, because the reality is there you could celebrate veterans every month. You could celebrate those who put their lives on the line for us every month, every day, every second, every hour, every week, and it would never equal the same value as even one person sacrificing their life to protect our freedoms in our country. It would never be enough. In the same way, no amount of good works could ever be enough for us to be able to fully appreciate the sacrifice that Jesus gave by dying on the cross for our sins and for our mistakes, for our freedom, so that we could accept His Spirit and His salvation and be free. In the same way that many soldiers and veterans gave up their lives to protect our country, for the freedoms of us and people they don't even know. One of the things that's not talked about a lot when this argument comes up is the fact that many veterans are part of the LGBT community and have been for nearly centuries. There are people who were in the military during World War II and before that were LGBT. One of the things that we can do is celebrate those LGBTQ plus members of the military that put their lives on the line for our country too. I love how when people say this, they act like all veterans are cis straight white men. You know, you guys know that our military is made up of a lot of different minorities, right? So by suppressing and oppressing Pride Month and the month that my community, the LGBT community, has chosen to celebrate, to be proud of who we are, you're also suppressing the veterans. You're also disrespecting veterans. You're also disrespecting military people who put their lives on the line for your freedom. People who have died so you have the right to say those things. Military veterans who come back home and are then abandoned by their family and ridiculed and mocked and made fun of because they're gay. So today, what I'd like to do is talk about some of those LGBT veterans and people of history that we can read about. And there's a slew of them. There's so many that there's no way I could list them all in this video. I will include some references, articles, or books, or things that you can look down below if you'd like to study it more, which really tells you that, hey, we've been around a while. Don't tell us that we can't celebrate Pride Month, because you're also telling those same veterans that you supposedly care so much about that they can't celebrate who they are, that they can't practice their freedoms that they fought for. Nobody has the right to practice their own freedoms in America. It's veterans, okay? Pride Month, it does not exclude veterans. It does not exclude anybody of any other minority or identity or of any branch of the military. Pride Month is for everybody from any walk of life, from any religion, any spirituality, any minority, any race, military or not, any branch of the military, any kind of career, any country, anywhere, to come and celebrate who we are as LGBT people. With that being said, let's read about some of the military veterans that were part of the LGBT community in history. I did not write this. I'm just reading from articles or books, or like notes that I took from articles and books. So again, the references will be down below. If you would like to know more about it or do your own research, go right ahead. Feel free and let me know what you find. So the first one that I included on my list was Albert D.J. Cashier. And you're out there, excuse me if I butcher the pronunciation of some of their last names. Albert was born Jenny Irene Hodgers in 1843, but after enlisting in the Union Army as a man in 1862, he maintained his new identity for the rest of his life. The 18-year-old signed up for a 3-year stretch with the 95th Illinois Infantry and served as part of the Army of Tennessee under General Ulysses S. Grant. After the war, Albert settled in Illinois and worked as a farmhand and did odd jobs. 2 bouts of illnesses revealed the veteran's sex assigned at birth to friends and a local doctor, but he remained a secret and he was buried in uniform with full military honors in 1915. So here's a trans man like myself from 1843. That's a long time ago. Who served in the Union Army as a man. Everybody just figured he was a man, and he lived his whole life that way, just as himself. The story of Nell Johnny Phelps is a legend among lesbians who have served. So, those of you out here who are lesbians, you might already know this story. Phelps was a member of General Dwight Eisenhower's staff in post-war occupied Germany. The Supreme Commander had learned a large number of lesbians were purported to serve in the Women's Army Corps. After Ike indicated he wanted to get rid of them, and that Phelps should compile a list, the sergeant said she'd comply, but warned Eisenhower that her own name would be at the top of it. On hearing Phelps' declaration, Eisenhower's own secretary came out as well, saying Phelps would have to make room for her too. Eisenhower dropped this request. So these are just a few stories of a slew, just a total slew of story after story after story after record and all kinds of things talking about LGBT people who have served in the military and served their country and fought for their country. Pride Month is also for veterans, for those veterans who not only fought for their country, but fought for their rights to gay marriage, fought for their rights to be trans, to be queer, to be bisexual, to be whatever part of the rainbow they are. And they fought for those rights, just like anybody else, just like any other soldier. And they deserve the same amount of respect, because for as many LGBT veterans that we have that are still alive, there's probably just as many who have fought and died for their country, and their stories will never be told. Because they were silent. Now nobody will ever know. So for those people, we should show respect to both veterans, to military, and to LGBT people and Pride Month. Another facet of this argument is that, well, if let's say there wasn't a military appreciation month, which there is, but let's just say there wasn't. The implication is that, well, if there's not a military appreciation month, then there shouldn't be a Pride Month because we don't even appreciate our military that much. Which is sort of a backhanded insult to the military, I feel like, when you put it that way, but the reality is that it's not really a logical argument. You can't really say that, well, because this group doesn't have the appreciation or the rights or the help or the love and support that they need, then this minority shouldn't have it either. The response should be, yeah, let's do more to help veterans. Let's do more to help them get back on their feet after the military, to rejoin society, to work through whatever traumas they've experienced, to be able to manage their finances, to find a career that works for them now that they're leaving the military, and to get back into society. Yeah, let's do more to support veterans. Yeah, let's do that. You really shouldn't compare the sufferings of two groups as a way of saying that one should be silenced. Because veterans suffer and are suffering and don't get enough support and help, even with Military Appreciation Month and Veterans Month. Because veterans suffer every month. Every single month veterans are suffering. Every single month veterans come home and don't know or have what they need to be able to work in American society, and they don't know how to go through or process the horrors that they've seen and the things that they've lost. And sometimes they even lose their families while they're gone because they're gone so long, and then they come back and they have absolutely nothing at all. And we should be doing something to help them all year and not just thinking about them 1 month. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't have Pride Month, because LGBT people have also fought for their rights and suffered for their rights, and many of them has also fought for their rights in the military too. So by trying to oppress Pride Month, you're also oppressing veterans. So I hope that answers your question. I know that sometimes some of these answers may be a little bit harsh. They might be kind of blunt. They might be offensive. And maybe, some people won't like that, and that's okay. You don't have to agree, and it's okay to be offended. It's okay to be upset. Sometimes you have to be upset in order to process truth. Jesus wasn't always kind or nice or soft spoken or gentle either. There are many times where Jesus was very harsh, very offensive, and very blunt. And it's important to have these conversations because some people are really stuck in this mindset of hate and selfishness, and they need that bluntness and that offensiveness to shake them out of it.